Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. So today I'd just like to have a bit of a review video for a palette that I used all last month. So if you're unfamiliar, I do just try to stick to one palette each month to make sure that I can get full use out of all of my palettes and just find lots of different looks and not just rely on one or two products in my makeup collection, because I do like to go through everything about equally. So I picked up the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette because I saw lots of YouTubers getting this, lots of people on Instagram, and I know that you're familiar with this, but I would like to give my own take on the palette. So looks like this. It's $49 at Ulta and Sephora. So yeah, I like the little ombre effect. Then you open it up, there is a mirror and it's really cute, but I don't want to blind you. But here's what the products look like, and I have dug my nail into this one unfortunately, but here's what they look like. A really good mix of colors. So these are colors that I would gravitate towards. They're a little bit more on the cool side, and then you have a couple of mattes as well. So yeah, so I prefer the shades like in the middle of the palette, so like the peachy shades and the somewhat green. The green does not come off as very green on the lids. It actually seems more of like a neutral kind of gray almost, with a bit of a green sheen to it. So yeah, these colors aren't extremely pigmented, but they're not bad at all. It's probably better than anything that you might get at the drugstore. So I tried to make a relatively dark look today. Here's what it looks like. I used some purple tones as well as one of the peach shades, and then I used Rimmel Scandal Eyes eyeliner, which I got for free in an influencer deal. So yeah, so these are really nice. Some of them I'm a bit dissatisfied with the palette in one sense, because I do feel like there could have been more mattes in the palette and also more dark shades, because it is difficult to have a complete look with this, because some of these shades, like the darker shades that you might use as like a liner, you can't really do that because there is a ton of shimmer in it. So I've tried that once, but it kind of irritated my eye. I like to line with shadow and not with liner, but I did line with liner today just to make use of this palette. But yeah, I would have been a lot more satisfied, say, if there was like a dark matte black, or maybe a bit of a gray tone. I tried to line with this shade as well. Oops, didn't mean to blind you with the mirror, but there is a dark purple and you can line with that. I did that on my lower lid today, but it's not really that kind of liner effect that you would typically like. So if you want an all-in-one palette, and if you like to line your eyes with shadow like I do, I would still recommend the palette, but you can't get that full look. I typically go in with a different black shadow when I want to line my eyes with this palette. And as for peach, I would have to say that I am a bit dissatisfied there as well, because there are just a couple of peachy shades. It's mostly green and purple, which I'm really happy with. I have hazel eyes and purple looks good on that, so that's cool. And then one other complaint is these two, the highlighter shades, White Peach and Peaches and Cream, they hardly show up. They do a little bit, but on the eyes it's just really chalky looking, and it's kind of dissatisfying. But this middle shade, Nectar, is just to die for. Like, it is just so pretty. It really comes off with like a ton of sheen on the eyes, so very happy with this. I know lots of people are into these palettes because of the smell, and that does wear away. I'm sorry to say, but it's definitely not the intensity that it was when I purchased it, which was a little over a month ago. And so I haven't even had it that long, but the smell has worn away. You can still faintly smell it, but for the most part it's not really there anymore. And the scent is also not as strong as the Too Faced chocolate bar palettes, so I actually was more attracted to that kind of smell, but these colors are what drew me in, and I had to buy this one instead. But overall, I say the color selection is just almost custom made for me, so I probably even would repurchase this if I needed to. So I have to say this is an A+ in my book, but there are some concerns that you might want to take note of. So let me know what you guys think. If you have the Too Faced palette or if you're thinking about getting it, give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks, bye.